highly anticipated Batman v Superman movie is now just 7 months away, but as most of you will remember, the film was originally supposed to have been released a month ago on July 17th. It was then moved to May 6th, 2016, which is the same release date as Captain America Civil War, and then changed dates again to its current release date of March 25th. In a recent interview, Warner Brothers CEO Kevin Tsujihara was asked about the various release date changes, and he said the following. It was a tough decision at the time because it was going to create a hole in 2015, but it was absolutely the right decision for the franchise, for DC and the movie. Having seen the movie multiple times and again last night, I'm extremely confident it was the right decision to make the movie better, and it's so important for the studio to get the foundation right for DC. John, what do you make of Tsujihara's comments?
Well, first of all, I'm becoming a big fan of Kevin Tsujihara. I really like what he's been doing at Warner Brothers and how he's been handling it, and the way he's given a lot of personal attention, actually, to the whole DC universe within Warner Brothers. And I think, his new brand of leadership that he's brought in has been really great. And it's good to be king. He's already seen the movie like at least 3 times. He's seen the movie, so that's good. Look, I have often been very critical of Warner Brothers DC for that big date change. Not so much because they ended in 2016, but because then who were the incompetent people who thought your movie was going to be completely ready in July of 2015 that you then had to bump it back almost a year? So there was that whole sort of thing. It is weird to think that this movie was already supposed to be in theaters a month ago. It is so strange to think of it that way. But look, everything we've seen coming out of Warner Brothers and DC regarding Batman vs. Superman has been all positive, with a little asterisk beside it's Warner Brothers' own people saying that it's awesome, but still better that than nothing at all. So that sounds really great. I love everything I've seen about it. I thought the trailer was, I like the trailer better than the Star Wars trailer. I did. I mean, it was that good. So I'm really super psyched about all that kind of stuff. And having it land where it did, I remember we had that big drama going on, that game of chicken between Marvel with Captain America Civil War and Superman, who's going to budge. Batman versus Superman budge, and it was the right move for Batman versus. It was the smart play for them to make that move, and I think they're going to reap big benefits from that move. So I really like the comments. He makes a lot of sense. So I just continue to sit here and wait for 7 more months to see this movie. Schnepp?
Yeah, yeah, feels like it's been forever. And so, but it's also like mounting and mounting. Like, I can't believe it's only, 7 months now? I mean, we've been waiting almost 4 years for the sequel to Man of Steel, and then it became Batman v Superman, and then the date was announced, then the date got moved a whole year. So it is like, it's frustrating, but at the same time, it's very exciting, especially when you see the fruits of the labor, which is that trailer, which is fantastic. But I think the reason they pushed it was also when they really decided to make Batman v Superman the gateway to the rest of the DC universe. So it did have to, they probably had to restructure a little bit of the script, even though they were starting to shoot. They were like, look, we're going to have to add this. We're going to take this away, move this around. So, I mean, it makes sense. And I'm really happy. I mean, I don't remember reading about Green Lantern getting a standing ovation by Warner Brothers. Because they're like, I've seen it 8 times. I can't stop watching it. That hasn't happened. And this is the first time I've read the head of the studio saying they've seen it several times. Everyone's really excited about it. So I'm really excited.
I remember you mentioning that it feels like forever. This is how forever feels like to me. I remember at Comic-Con, it was about 2 hours before the Warner Brothers panel at Comic-Con. At that panel, that Zack Snyder got up to make the announcement they're making Batman vs. Superman. And I got handed a draft 2 hours before that panel, and Amy Rose was with me. I got handed a draft of a press release that was going to go out later that day. Batman versus Superman, blah, blah. And I remember going to Amy Rose, should I tweet this? Should I Facebook this? He says, do you think they want that getting out now? Well, they probably don't. Then you probably shouldn't put out. No, I shouldn't, but wow. But that was years ago. Yeah. That was years ago. It does feel like forever. I don't know that this movie's ever actually coming. That's what it feels. It feels like a forever theory that at some point, I don't know, 7 months away now, Mark.
You know that Kevin Tsujihara's got to love that he was the lead story on Movie Talk until he got preempted by a picture of me and Kevin Feige. I'm sure that thrills him to no end. Having said all that, look, it was the right decision to move the date around. And it's weird to think, I wouldn't go so far as to say that anybody was incompetent for thinking this movie could have come out this summer, because they had it already shot. And look, if the movie's finished and he's seen it multiple times, it's the middle of August. So we got pretty close to that date. Still was the right play to move it, because you move it to next summer. And then when you see, oh no, we don't want to compete with Civil War, this is the most important tentpole film maybe of all time. Everything rests on this movie being great and it coming out and getting a good response from fans. So you have to make sure the target is painted green before you take your shot. And it doesn't look great from a PR standpoint when your movie keeps shifting dates, but they know what they're doing as far as this has to hit right. This is where it's going to land. From everything we've seen, and look, nobody's talking about that anymore because we've seen some footage now.
Right.
And the footage looks awesome.
Well, and it's been about a year since they changed the date. So,
Right.
So that happens too. But you know what's really exciting? This is what's really exciting to me. We are going to have, because they are only 6 weeks apart, Batman v Superman and Captain America Civil War are only 6 weeks apart. We are going to have both of these movies in theater at the same time. You're going to be able to walk over to the Burbank 16 and look up, and at the same time, Batman vs. Superman Theater 1, Captain America Civil War in theaters 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7, because it'll just be opening. What an awesome time we live in.
That's insanity.
What an awesome time.
What do you do after that? Nothing.
Sinead, as somebody at the table who's not like a hardcore comic book geek, though, so I'm really curious about it as a filmgoer's perspective. You go to the theater, you see Batman versus Superman in theater 1, you see Captain America Civil War in theater 2, you got one movie ticket, you can go see whatever you want. Which one are you walking into to see? Which one are you most excited about right now?
I mean, I feel like I haven't been as excited for any movie in a long time as I am for Batman v Superman. I don't know what it is about it, but I'm just so excited. I mean, obviously I love Captain America, but I mean, I would see both. Like, what kind of question is that?
I know.
There's something about it, though. It's different. It's different. Like, excitement is so real for this movie.
Yeah,
so
no, it really is. And we've been waiting for so long for it. And I think I got to say, if I'm in that situation, I'm walking in to see Batman versus Superman first. I mean, Marvel is so far ahead of the game, and they crank out nothing but high quality. And I have no doubt that Captain America: Civil War is going to be awesome, no doubt. But the one I have been waiting for is Batman versus Superman, so that's probably the one I'm walking in to see first.
And that's because it's the first time Batman and Superman are going to share the screen together, and it's the brand new Batman. So there's all this fresh excitement about it.
But it also looks like Civil War is going to be a great movie. I have no doubts about that after hanging out with Kev last night. But that's still, it looks like a scrimmage between superheroes to me. It looks like a preseason game where I'm not sure how seriously they're taking this battle as opposed to it just being a lead up to Infinity War, which is also going to be great. But Batman v Superman, they do not like each other. They don't know each other. They do not want to be in each other's earth, and they're going to try everything they can to end the other person.
Do you? Oh, that
will. Yeah, it's like, what?
I still get chills when I hear that line.